Hey folks, it's 1881 MF and Little Debbie Does on the Light Buzzing Channel. We got stoned. Look at this.
Oh no.
We've been digging, we've been interneting, we've been Amazon priming, we've been doing all kinds of stuff and buying all kinds of cool gems, finding gems in the mountain, gold panning, doing all kinds of stuff. So naturally, we had to buy a rock polisher. So I did. I went out to Amazon. I'll put the link if you want to see it. And I bought this Thumler's. What does that say? Tumbler's Model B. So this is a rock tumbler, and it is capable of tumbling up to 10 pounds of rocks. So it's a 15-pounder. I don't know a whole lot about it. You're going to go through this with us new, and basically it's a 4-step process. So we're going to put all these rocks in here, and then for a week we're going to run it with this really coarse sandy type stuff and some water, and then we're going to rinse it, and then for a week we're going to go step 2, and then the next week we're going to go step 3, and the next week we're going to go step 4 to polishing. So we're going to take these ugly crunchy rocks down to those real pretty smooth ones. So I don't know, I'm going to hand the camera back to Mark, and Debbie's going to load these rocks in here. So let's see what we got. Okay, all right, babe.
Okay.
I guess you got to move those first. Good luck with that.
Oh my goodness.
This is going to be humorous. So while she's doing that, there's my gold cube. I've been running some pay dirt that we've got recently, so check those videos out if you haven't seen them. So she's going to load them in there.
Look at these gems. Look at that. Just to show a few pieces before.
I have a video that, if it's not out there, I'll get it out there real soon, showing you where we ordered a bunch of these. I think I spent $50 for the bag. A gem mine in North Georgia sent them to me. We got 12 or 15 different kinds of gems that we're going to try to tumble. Alright, load them in there, Debbie. This isn't rock show and tell.
Well, you can cut it to...
I don't want to cut it. People want to know what you're throwing in there. People want to see that rough crap. Oh, no.
Nope,
what are you doing? You're going to break them all there, silly. Some of those are very fragile. They're all about 6.5 to 7.5 on that hard scale. But some of them are fragile. They'll still break and chip. We have 4 or 5 different kinds of Jasper in here. Amethyst, ruby.
Not what I'm showing.
Yeah, you're right. Rose quartz, smoky quartz, obsidian, real pretty blue stuff. All kinds of different stuff in here. So, petrified wood from Arizona. There's some of that in there that we actually dug.
Oh yeah, look. Oh, I just happened to pick up a
piece. Fun times. Alright, Debbie, get them loaded.
Green opal, red Jasper, red Jasper.
So she said there's some opal in there.
Well.
What else?
Oh, green opal. I don't think it's the same family as... Oh, look at this.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Who's sniffing over there? What are you doing, buddy?
Mr. Sniffers.
The gang's all here. So we're going to load this up. And then for this powder stuff, this is the wrong step, but for this powder stuff, you're supposed to use 2 teaspoons for every pound of rock. We have 10 pounds of rock. So we're going to put 20 teaspoons in there, which I think is going to be the whole bag. And then we're going to fill the water up to just barely above the rocks and run it for a week. Stay tuned. So she got the rocks in, and just for good measures, I'm going to put a handful of these rubies that we found in North Carolina. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't ruin it. And then here's my 20 teaspoons of step 1 grit. And then I'm going to fill that up with water. Just over the rocks.
The hell? You know, why is there even a lip on that bowl? What's the lip for?
I didn't do a very good job, that's for sure.
Well, it does that to me. It's like, what the hell?
I'm gonna need to get some more water, but anyways.
Here's some on the floor.
We'll fill it up.
Oh, look. What a lovely recipe. Stone soup.
Okay, so that's just barely going to kind of cover those rocks. And then we got this fancy piece of rubber that lays on there. And then this heavy-duty piece of metal that goes on there. And then we have these little flutterby clips that go on each one of these. So I'll tighten all them up. So we got all those tightened. Now we're going to take this. I hope it doesn't leak.
Oh my gosh!
Now we're going to set it with these wing nuts out because you don't want those wing nuts hitting your belt right here. See the way that belt is? You don't want those rubbing. If you had it on that way, it's going to rub on those and you're going to have problems. So now we just set it on here like so. And then we plug it in.
Wow. That's neat.
And now we're just going to let it do that for a week.
A week?
Stay tuned. I think you're supposed to burp it every day. So I'm probably going to open it and look at it just out of curiosity. But we'll video if it's important. Anyways. Tumbling rocks.
How exciting.
Okay, so it's been in the tumbler for a week. We actually did one day more than a week because I didn't put enough of that coarse stuff in there. I needed to put the whole bag in there. So we started it really Tuesday a week ago. So today's Tuesday, so we're gonna open it up and check it out, okay? This is in the coarse grind. We put about 10 pounds of rocks in here. Speaking of rock.
Look how toughy. What are those fun designs on top?
That's because we didn't get the lid on tight. We kind of opened it up to just make sure everything looked okay and didn't tighten it back up. Alright, here we go, folks. So we're going to take it out of here. We're going to rinse it. Now, everybody talks about this stuff is like concrete, you know? Oh, look at that slurry. So this is like concrete. So we want to make sure that this stuff doesn't end up in your drain, because when it dries it ruins your drain and then you spend a bunch of money. So anyways, I will set that right there. Let's just grab a handful, shall we? Oh, look at there. You got it? Look at that. Let's just do this. Should we just reveal?
Yes.
Just these few. Look at that.
Oh my gosh. Oh, they're really rounded. It really worked.
As described.
What about it? Oh, how exciting.
Look at, that's the garnet. It just makes it smooth.
They look good just like that without doing more processes.
Yeah, this is just the first step. So I'm going to go ahead and dump all this in there. So I don't have to keep tracking it. Here we go.
That's kind of neat.
And you want to really check and rinse everything before you get on to the next step. Alright, here's the reveal. Look at that. Look at that, Debbie. Oh! I think that's my favorite.
There's that big yellow.
Check it out. Look, that's the piece we found up there at Buck Creek. That's kind of fun. Oh, I love that.
Gosh, I'm telling you, I think they're done.
Oh, now when these dry, they won't be this shiny. So, they're not done.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fun. That's
Beautiful.
ready for jewelry right there.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
I think that's garnet in corundum, maybe.
Corundum.
Look at here. Doesn't look real, does it? Look at that. So I put a whole handful of those little garnets into it.
Oh my goodness gracious.
So here's the little pieces. So yeah, those little garnets, they even got smaller. I don't know if those will shine up or what. Fun time.
It is.
All right. Now we're going to get on to step 2.
Shadows there.
See which ones are working.
Hi everybody.
Dang, Debbie, we had a lot in here, babe. Did you show them our art?
Oh, yeah, check this out, people. That's the great stuff that you spray for filling in your cracks in the doorways or what. And the nozzle came off and it just started going. Yard art.
Okay, here we go. This stuff's like cement, again, as I repeat myself. Don't let it get in your, don't let it get in your drain. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh man. That is amazing. That's amazing.
Look how these garnets haven't, or rubies,
Yeah.
ouch. Stick a needle in my finger. How they really haven't cleaned up much, but this is not the shining stage. Wow, babe, I think that's probably good enough.
They're done.
Look at this.
It's amazing how they were before. I'm so glad we have pictures of how rough and, you know, earlier in the video.
Petrified wood.
That's just incredible. I'm trying to hold the camera and look over it. Sorry, people. Oh, man. Okay.
You like this tumbling stuff?
This is just
Look at
really,
that.
really something.
I think we're done with stage 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's it running on stage 3. It's pretty quiet. I have a fan running in here also, so can't really tell. Okay, we've ran for a week in stage 3, which is kind of like a pre-polish, so we're going to check that real quick and then go to the polish stage. We have not looked at this. Oh, I feel like BB's on the backside of that. Sorry.
I was thinking, that's quite a situation
See
there.
that? Those are my filler BBs right there.
Wow.
You can save those and reuse those. So that's what we're going to do. And again, they say don't let this stuff get down your drain. So we're going to go right here. And we're going to dump that in there like so.
Oh my goodness.
Ready for the grand reveal?
Yes. Hurry.
So that's after 3 weeks, pretty much. We'll rinse all that off and start polishing. Okay, so we've done a week on stage 1, a week on stage 2, a week on stage 3, and we added this plastic filler beads with stage 3. Now you can reuse these filler beads, just keep them with the same grain. Keeping them with the same grain, 500, 500. And then we did a week in stage 4, which is polish, which is where we are right now. We're going to go check that. After stage 4, we're going to put it back in for 3 days with some ivory soap so we can burnish it. But right now, let's check stage 4. Again, as I've said 3, maybe 4, maybe 11 times, don't let this stuff go down your drain. Let me take this lid off first here. Reveal. Look out, Newbert. Get out of there now. So with this stage, I also added a clean batch of those little BBs. And because you're supposed to have this 2/3 to 3/4 full, I also added some sawdust that I had from previous projects. So, here we go. Ready? Wow, they look very smooth.
I know it.
And let's rinse. Now these, with this stage, they should be shiny when dry, you know? So this is pretty much it.
Wow.
Look at that. You see the iridescent on that in there? Got a green, blue.
Just
look at that right there. Can you see that?
Fantastic. It does. It shows it. It's so awesome. Beautiful.
Really made it nice and smooth. Here's these purple ones that I love. Alright, so we've done our polish for about a week, and they're pretty shiny. That's all dry. But now we're going to see if we can burnish it a little bit better. We're going to add some detergent. This is just ivory soap that Debbie took to the blender.
Food processor.
And you want to have as much cushion in there as possible. As you see, it's not very full. So I have all this sawdust. I always save this when I plane. Look out, buddy. That's pretty fine. You don't want to sniff that. I'm going to stuff all this in here. And then I'm going to fill that up with water. You know, I probably should have filled it up with water before I put these plants in there. But now we're just going to run this overnight. And then we'll see them in the morning, see what they look like. Okay, so we've been going for 4 or 5 weeks maybe. I don't know. You've just watched the video, so hopefully you remember. This is the last batch where we put the soap in it. And we went overnight with it. So this should be the final. Wow, look at there.
Weird. Oh, neat.
I put that sawdust in there and that ivory soap. It smells really good. Okay, we're going to dump it in here.
Whoa.
Sounds like Ivory soap. So there we go, folks. That's about a month, a little over a month worth of tumbling in the Thumbler's big tumbler. This is a 15-pounder that can tumble 10 pounds. I'll put the link out there in my description. But as you can see, we went from very rough rocks to really nice, smooth, shiny looking, beautiful gemstones. Thanks for watching 1881 and MF and Little Debbie Does on the Light Buzzing channel. We're rock hounding it this summer, folks. Check this stuff out. It's so cool. If you're going to get into rock hounding, just remember it takes time. If you're going to get into tumbling, it takes a month, people, and you got to be patient. And it runs 24/7. So if you think you're buying this for your kid and they're going to do it over the weekend, it's kind of a long-term thing. So know what you're getting into, but you can see what we're getting out of it.
And we're not patient, so if we can do it, you can do it.
Finished product, huh?